comes to this fund can be used as cash to do more projects. And that's the beauty. That's actually the fiscal responsibility portion of Rebuild Houston that most people don't really quite get fully, don't really appreciate, because the first few years of it have been very tight and been very hard because we had large debt to pay and we had a capital improvement plan to try and keep going. But this is the area where we should see growth in the amount of money that's available for future projects because of the ad valorem. So when we talk about what Rebuild funds, it does fund our standard operations and maintenance, our repair, whether it's mowing ditches, repairing potholes, what the 311 service calls that we get for service, the true repairs, when something breaks and we need to repair it, and the day-to-day operations and maintenance of our streets and drainage system. All of that's included in the repair component, and what Rebuild Houston does indeed fund. Next, it funds our rehabilitation, and this is what we're talking about a little bit larger. We're doing our local drainage projects. We're doing our panel replacements. We're doing upgrades at intersections for safety. We're doing our stormwater action team programs. These are all rehabilitation type projects. And then finally, it does our large individual projects, our capital improvement plan. Every spring when we come out and talk to you about capital improvement projects, that's where the bulk of the money for Rebuild Houston has been spent. And that's where, if you look at citywide, the projects that we've done, on this particular slide, you'll see that everything that's in green we've completed. Everything that's in purple is in the current CIP that would be designed and constructed in the next 5 years. And everything that's in blue are things that would come down the road as additional funding comes into this program for building projects. What you see in the background of this heat map that you see in the background of it, is what we looked at citywide data is, where do we have repeat flooding? Where do we have repeat problems that we need to have projects partnered with the Harris County Flood Control District and our bayou systems and the improvements that will be done to them? Where do we need to spend money in the neighborhoods to have projects that would address flooding in those areas? And so that's what this is laying out for you, is where we would be going next, where we've already identified projects that would come next with funding in the future. So what have we done with the funding that we've had to date? Of the projects that we've had, the funding that we've had to date, if you look at 2012 to 2017, we've had over $800 million in, about half a billion in drainage charges, and others coming from the Metro General Mobility Fund, from TxDOT, and a little bit from our ad valorem. These are projects that have been put on the ground in the last 5 years, between 2012 and 2017. And these are projects, when you look at that previous map, these are those green projects around town that are the projects that have been delivered with the money that has been provided to us to do that to this date. So what's on the ballot language itself? It is a straightforward, if you can call anything of this regard very straightforward, but it really is asking you, do you want to create a dedicated funding source for streets and drainage moving forward? You know, I could read this to you, but each of you have the ability to read this, and confirming the 4 funding sources, confirming the purpose for streets and drainage, and basically making sure that we would continue to, and where necessary, improve our delivery of these processes, these projects, and these things like that. But at the end of the day, it's about the 4 funding sources, it's about the lockbox, and it's about delivering streets and drainage, primarily drainage, to partner with the Harris County Flood Control District and make sure that our neighborhood drainage and the regional drainage that's necessary to serve the city is available. So